Hey YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here, and tonight I have a special guest. But first, I want to say thank you so much to Window Magic Supply for giving us all these tools, and also Window Cleaning Resource. Thank you so much for all the tools that you've given away. And last week, I kind of gave direction on what to do if you win. If you have Window Magic Supply, a tool from Window Magic Supply that you've won, you want to make sure to take a picture of that whenever you win that. Send that to me so I can give it to them. And with Window Cleaning Resource, you want to make sure to go on there and leave them a review for the tool that you win. So if you win tonight, just do that for me if you don't mind. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to HD Washman. So HD Washman, please introduce yourself.
My name is HD Washman, I guess. I got a lot of names or whatever. But yeah, my name is Ronnie, and I'm a window cleaner just like you guys. You know, we all clean the same stuff. But I guess I got my name just because of my location, because I live in the high desert, and that's HD. And I had to pick something catchy because my real name ain't that catchy.
So it can be Ronnie Washman. That's pretty
I
catchy,
wish,
man.
I wish, you know, my real last name is supposed to be Chinchilla. So I guess that would have been more catchy, Ronnie Chinchilla, but
Ronnie Chichilla. So,
but I
so what does
guess
the HD stand for? Just High Desert?
well, high desert.
High Desert Washman. I think, as in my mind, I immediately go to like HD, like you see something more clear or something like that. Just in my mind, when I hear HD, so when I see your name, a lot of times I'm thinking like a clear view. You know what I mean? Like HD
Yeah,
Washman. But I like High Desert too. That explains a lot. Um,
yeah. Thing over here is HD this, HD that, HD. You know,
yeah,
but a couple people have told me about that high definition thing too.
yeah.
But, yeah, but nah, I, I just had to pick a name. Um, I'm just a secretive person, kind of like that. just how I was raised. I don't know, but I'm gonna get into my story.
Yeah, man, because you won the big giveaway. So because everybody voted that you had the best window cleaning story. So definitely, I want to hear that story, and I'm sure everybody out there wants to hear that story. So if you could break that story down, that would be awesome.
Well, I hope you got a minute because I remember the day I was born, bro.
I got 30 minutes actually. I think about 30. We probably got long in that, man. You got the floor though, man. It's on you.
Well, I don't know. I was born in L.A. Um, I was born on 27th in Hoover, and uh, just kind of a city boy. But we always used to go to my grandpa and my freaking uncle's ranch, and that's where I spent most of my time when I was most of my happy times were at that ranch. It's a pretty big ranch where you'll look to the left or look to the right or look at some mountains way far. That'll be my uncle's land. So I kind of like got a lot of life lessons in that little ranch or that ranch right there. But I always wanted to go back to that ranch. Plans to not. I had plans to go back to that ranch, but my cousin had died. The one we were making that plans with, and that was like my only closest cousin, like on that side, on that part of the world, you know. But when I was like 19, I could have went to like 7 funerals, and they were just friends, cousins, and people my age. You know, they weren't like old people or nothing like that. They were just people my age, and I kind of feel like I'm kind of blessed to just be not dead. Really, at the age of 25, a lot of people they say, you know, in my area of LA that we should have been dead, and if we weren't dead, then we were considered, you know, lucky or doing something right. But I'm 35. When I was in my 20s, I was really like just wild, bro. Like I just was like the one to do that. You know, like I bet you won't go do that, and I'm already doing it, or something like that. But but shoot, I remember a lot of stuff like just forms me, and everything was like I've had a lot of different jobs too, but I almost died 4 times, and that kind of like makes me who I am and makes me what I do, gives me drive, and makes me appreciate stuff. Like to me, the 4 times I almost died are significant to me because they just are. I don't like talking to a lot of people about it because it's always been times where I'll tell somebody that I almost died, and they're like, "Oh yeah, me too. I was at the drive-through and somebody shot at the McDonald's across the street." And I'm like, nah, it ain't the same thing. Like how I experienced it. Like the first time I was 7 years old, bro, when I had shot my first gun. So I already knew about guns, and I shot my first gun with one of my uncles, and it was cool. It was in a controlled environment because it was in a controlled environment. Like I was capable and able, and he put it in my hands. It was a little gun. So at the age of 9, I was at one of my cousin's house spending the night, and my cousin was like snooping through the dad's room, and he got one of his dad's revolvers, and he was like, "I'm gonna take 2 bullets out, one for me, one for you, to remember this night." My dog, she's like real cold. She only got one coat of fur. It's like 40, it's like 30 something, 35, 38 right now, and she only got one coat, so she's like, that's why I let her chill on me. But so yeah, my cousin talked me into taking a bullet out of the revolver. So I took one, he took one, and there was 5, and there was 3 left. And later that night, my uncle he got really drunk. And at 9, I've never seen drunk people. I didn't grow up in a drunk environment, but he kept falling. He kept falling. He was real drunk. It was like 11, and I kept laughing. I never seen somebody fall so stupidly like that. You know, just falling, stumbling, and talking stupid. Just falling to the left and falling to the right, you know. So I kept laughing, and he, you know, he was talking a lot of crap and told me, warned me, warned them to shut me up. But I kept laughing at him, and he pulled a gun out on me, and you know, he told me to shut up, and he pulled the trigger, and when he pulled the trigger, I seen the whole thing, like I seen the thing. I don't know, I don't got a revolver, but I seen that little rotating thing spin and everything. I was at it. And at that time, my cousin, he was like a big old wrestler at the time in high school, came and body slammed his ass, and that's how I got out of that jam. But shit, I've been robbed too at gunpoint, and well, the worst time I've been robbed, I was telling you earlier, I used to work at Subway when I was a teenager, and I was washing dishes one time, and somebody came and like hit me on the side of my body. You know, that's all I felt, and I pushed him, and I pushed him against the wall, and he was smaller than me, and he hit the wall really hard. But when I seen he had a mask on, like the scream mask, and he had a gun, he put the gun on. I always jumped on the floor when there was trouble. Like if there was shootings, I jumped on the floor. If the cops came, I jumped on the floor. If there's somebody pull out a gun, I jumped on the floor. I don't care. I jump on the floor. So I jumped on the floor when he put a gun on me, and then he kept jamming it in my face, bro. Like that's when I knew I was gonna die right there. I kept counting to 10, and when I hit to like 3 or 4, he was like just jamming the shit in my temple, and he was like, "Where's the safe? Where's the safe?" And I remember, this is funny. I remember I had a manager. She was some Filipino lady, and he was like, "Where's the safe?" You know, cussing me out and kind of like pistol whipping me too. And I was like, "She knows." I was like, "I don't know, no, she knows." And then I don't know. And then one time, freaking, I got shot at too. Like they were shooting at me and my friend. And it was like two older guys. And at the time, you know, like I told you, I was kind of wild. But at the time, I ran with a couple people that we just kind of like started doing our own thing, and the people in that neighborhood didn't like us because we weren't of the neighborhood, but we still, you know, got it in the neighborhood, and so they kind of came try to kind of like regulate on us, and my little homie had a big mouth, and kind of cussed him out, and he was an older dude, so you know that kind of turned into a shootout. So there was two guys shooting at us, and my homie was in front of me, and he kind of just he froze like I still remember he just kind of bent his knees and froze. He just stood frozen. And I hit the floor, you know. But before I hit the floor, one of the bullets had hit the wall, like right behind me. I was standing against the wall and it hit the wall. And the wall broke off and hit my neck. And then that made me hit the floor. And when I hit the floor, they were still shooting, but there was somebody in the house where we were at started shooting back at them. And that's what, you know, they took off with the car getting shot up at. But that kind of tripped me out right there, like just little things like like PTSD is real. Like it's like something that you really like deal with for life, and then if you don't really fix it, then you dealing with it for life. But I feel like I fixed it because I don't get no type of flashbacks. I used to get flashbacks. I used to like dream crazy. I used to like not be able to watch a movie with certain stuff in it because it would set me off. I couldn't play Call of Duty. Like I couldn't play video games and stuff because it just it was nighttime too. So when they were shooting, all you could really see is like fire coming out the gun, like little flames coming out the gun. Like and my little homie, he didn't get hit, but he died later. Like he died later, like another year. He died later. His mom ended up killing him. It was kind of weird. I kind of got out of
Dang.
that life, you know, and I kind of like got out of that life like around I don't know, like 2022, and I went. I wanted to be like, I wanted to be like a firefighter or some type of like paramedic or some type of thing. So I started going to community college, and I became an EMT. And when I became an EMT, um, I don't know, it was cool. I was an EMT for like almost 9 years. So I kind of met different people when I moved out into a better location, and I had different friends because the friends I had weren't, you know, they just weren't there. Not they just weren't physically there because either they had passed away or they just weren't the type of people that sometimes people change, you know.
Oh yeah.
sometimes people change and drastically. Like who the f is this guy now? Like I can't believe that's the person I used to know. Like that's the shell of a person now. So some people don't grow either. So I was kicking it with different people when I was like 20. When this happened to me, I was like 24 or 23. I remember I had a different set of friends. They worked at the hospital I was working at. Because first I worked in the street as an EMT in an ambulance. There's EMT that drives and EMT in the back. But I never wanted to drive because I just wanted to be in the back with the action. So after that, I started working in the hospital because the hospital paid better than the street. And so I had some different friends, and we went hiking one day. And we went hiking in Azusa. It's like some mountains in LA. And there were like two crazy white boys, bro. Like they like had a gang of guns, they had a gang of machetes. They like that one band, Insane Clown Posse.
Mm-hmm.
They were juggalos. So they were like really adventurous and wild too. So we went hiking and we didn't stay on the trail. And we were going somewhere and we never stayed on the trail. And we just cut through the bush and cut through the bush. We all had machetes, like they had their little machetes, but I have a real machete from Honduras, like that thing will cut bone, like it cuts anything and everything I cut with it. So so I was like, all right, I was feeling cool, like all right, I'm over here doing some adventurous stuff. But one dude, he had like kind of went a different way, and he started screaming. So the dude I was with, he was like, I'm about to go help my friend. You stay here and go down. And me and him are looking at each other like this, like he's like, I'm gonna go help my friend. You just come down to your left, he says. And I said, all right, I'm gonna come down to my left. But his left was my right, and we're talking to each other face to face. So I started going down, thinking it was cool, but like soon after, I had lost footing, and when I lost footing, I just slapped the ground on my stomach, and all I saw was dust, bro. And and when I saw dust, I laughed. Like, I mean, I freaking fell. Let me get back up, but I started sliding too, and when I slid, I was like, dang, I'm falling, and I started falling down like a slope, kind of like this. And once I got to the end, it was a cliff, dog. And when I got to the cliff, I tried to hold on, and it was like a little tree, like I don't know, like a 3 foot tree. And I was trying to hold on to the tree, and that gave me that gave me time to like hold on to the cliff. But the tree was weak, so I'm holding on to the cliff now at the edge, and then like I couldn't hold on, bro. I just couldn't hold on, and my nails they cracked back because I couldn't hold on. And I was, I ain't trying to die. Like in every situation I told you, I'm always like, ever since I was little, since I was when I happened to my uncle, I never wanted to die. Like I don't want to die. Any option, I'll jump out of a moving car. I ain't trying to die. So I'm holding on, and then I felt I couldn't. So then when I fell, I don't know, I fell like 5 stories, 4 or 5 stories, and all I felt like I knew I was gonna die in the middle of my fall, but I fell and I fell like onto my feet, but I sprung. It was like I like compressed and sprung down, and I was kind of cool that day. I was bleeding in my knee, and I was just looking kind of stupid and banged up. And the next day, I couldn't wait. I couldn't move. Like my body was all swollen in different places and stuff. And I didn't know, but I messed up my back that day. Like I messed up my lower back that day, and I never been to the hospital or nothing. But I know something's wrong with my back because there's some days where my shit hurts, and some days when I know, a lot of times it don't. But there's been days where I know something's wrong with it. So I know something's like wrong with it. But at the same time, you know what? I ain't dead. Oh, I'll
Yeah.
take that any day. I can't. I'll take that any day. But I remember one time too. I almost got in a car accident. I was driving to work when I was like 20. I was a pipe fitter with my uncles, um, just fitting uh, fire sprinklers, and that job taught me how to work hard. Because when I worked with my uncles, it was a like pride. Like I couldn't slack off. I couldn't. They would like they would embarrass me in my family. Embarrassment in my family is the ultimate. Like in my family, like you, if you ain't if you ain't 100% all the way real man, then you're an embarrassment, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's how, it's tough in my family. Like you can't you can't be no culinary artist or nothing like that in my family. Like you can, but you ain't gonna get no respect. Like you can't as a man in my family, you can't be a disappointment. Like we have to be there for the rest of our family. Like we have to provide. We have to like provide. So how we got to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? So that job taught me how to be like the best I could be, and that job showed me like there's money. Like I used to make $30 an hour when I was 20 years old. So I knew it was out there, and I knew I can make money. And I looked at my uncles, and I'm like, dang, like you guys made your own business. Like one dude was an immigrant from Guatemala, the other dude was an immigrant from Israel, and I'm like, dude, you guys. I'm just looking as a kid, like I want to own a business. Like that seed wasn't planted in me when I was little, in my family, with different uncles. You know, like I feel like my uncles raised me, like all the different uncles I had, and none of them were window cleaners, and they're all proud of me what I'm doing, and it gives me, it gives me joy and stuff.
How long you been
But
doing window cleaning now?
I've been doing window cleaning for 2 years now.
And what other add-on services that do you have like that you do with window cleaning?
Man, I do pressure washing. Like I never wanted to do window cleaning. Like you have to understand like where I come from, um, South Central LA. We don't see window cleaners. Like window cleaner to us is a bum on the street with a squeegee from AM/PM from the gas station.
Yeah.
We don't see window cleaner. We see a bum.
Yeah.
I I used to drive around LA, and I used to like let them wash my car because they're really aggressive. Like in LA, a window cleaner dude, and I guess that's kind of like, and that's kind of like how we should be too, because if you think about it, if you think about these dudes, they're window cleaners, like they're cleaning windows, but look, I want you to see how they operate. A window cleaner, South Central LA, that that holds a squeegee and stuff on the corner of Florence Avenue. He sees you at a stop sign. He walks up to your car. He don't even look at you in your eye, and he starts cleaning your windows. He don't want to know if you said yes or no.
He's about to clean it.
He don't care if windows are clean, and he don't care if they're dirty. He don't care. He don't care if you got a convertible. He don't care if you got a stretch limo. The light turned red. You pulled up. That's his corner. He's walking up to your car and he's cleaning your windows, whether you like it or not. And you're not going to talk crap to a bum. You're not. I have, but a lot of people won't talk crap to a bum. So when the bum is done washing your windows, he doesn't expect money. He doesn't expect no type of money. He won't even really acknowledge you, looking at you like like, are you going to pay me my money? A lot of people feel forced to pay the bum the money. Like I'm telling you, you're in your car, like, man, this bum's about to wash. Man, I just got my car washed yesterday. This bum over here using dirty water and an old stick, and then he's done, man. I got 15 cents. Here, take this 15 cents, man. Get out of here. Like that's how you feel, and that's how you kind of got to be as a window cleaner. Like as a storefront window cleaner, you got to walk up to the storefront, not expect nothing. You should clean it first, and then tell them like you're in my territory, bro. you're in my territory. I'm sorry, but if you want your windows clean, we could do business. But this, I'm just, you're in my
Yeah.
territory. Uh, I hope you appreciate your clean windows.
Yeah, storefronts is a weird thing, man. Because I know whenever I was
Oh,
doing, I used to do a bunch of storefronts, and they look at you like that. It's very much so like that. Of like you got to be the cheapest guy, and you got to be able to build a relationship with those customers for sure. That's the huge thing is you always want to have a better relationship than the next guy, because a lot of times everybody's going to be real cheap on storefronts. And so, I mean, you can have good clientele coming monthly, but it's like I was saying in my group this week, there was somebody that was talking about, should they give cheaper price because of weekly? I don't think they should. They should keep that same price because it's the same amount of work each time. Every time that you go there, it's the same thing you got to do, and you take it out of your week. And now that spot's got to be blocked out for that job. And if a $150 job calls and you got a $35 job right here, and you got to go do that every week, then you're missing opportunities on that too. So you just gotta make sure you count that in the future too, because sometimes when people get started, I did it. When I first started, I was real cheap, and then I ended up having to go up on my price. I lost a lot of the storefront clients, and it was a part of me growing. But that's how I got started, and it's just weird, man. Storefronts are a weird thing. And so I even thought about the other day, I was like, man, if I just had $1 million right now, I would just go clean the windows at all these little storefronts and not even charge them anything just to do it. Like, that'd be fun
yeah,
just to do.
I wouldn't do that if I had $1 million.
Man, I don't know. That's the
Uh,
way I feel, man. If I had plenty of money and I wasn't worried about anything, I wouldn't say I'd do it every single day, day in and day out, but I might take a full day and just go do something for somebody because like I like doing that because sometimes that makes me feel a lot better than getting money. Like
yeah,
just to know that I made them have a good day or a brighter day. You know what I'm saying? I came and cleaned their windows. Like I know if I was a business owner and somebody come and clean my storefront windows, and they didn't charge me anything. They was just having a good day. Like I'd be like, man, it's gonna be a good day. Somebody just came and cleaned all my windows,
I would do it,
But
but I wouldn't do it the second time.
no,
Like,
no, no, no. I'm not talking about coming there every day. I'm just talking about like just going out and doing it one day because I got like I said, and I probably will end up doing this like one day whenever I got plenty of money. I'm not worried about all the bills and paying employees and stuff like that. And we just got plenty, not even really worried about it. I might just spend a whole day and do a bunch of storefronts for people because I enjoy doing it. It's definitely fun. But I sometimes get frustrated whenever I'm at a storefront thinking like I just did this for $35 or I just did this for $50. Like it just gets frustrating sometimes.
well, yeah, going back to what you said about what I do pressure washing and like I'll tell you all I do. I do pressure washing, I do rain gutter cleaning, I do solar panel cleaning, I do deck restoration, like staining.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not gonna. I'll fix a couple of boards, but I ain't gonna fix no foundation or structure or nothing. But I've done that. I'll do. I think that's it. Oh, graffiti removal. Like I've done like you know how you're talking about doing stuff. I've done free stuff. Like the first thing I've ever did, my first job ever was a free. I washed the park of my town.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So when I washed the park of my town, I blew up because I put it on Facebook. Like I followed the structure right before I started posting. So once I knew the structure, like I was like I formed my attack, which was to wash the things and to like kind of get known off of that. So I did it. My wife posted it. My wife kind of broadcasted and talked, and I was washing the park. She went live on the Facebook groups, and it blew up, bro. Like completely blew up. And I went. I went. It was early, like 6 in the morning. I tried to get there real early because I wanted. I didn't ask for permission because I have no, when I started, I had nothing to lose. I had two babies and I had a mortgage. I have a house, I have to pay my house every month. I left a job that was paying me good, and it wasn't like a typical story where like I got fired. I had to like find something to do, so I went to Home Depot and bought some tools. I said I never wanted a window clean. I thought window cleaning was for bums. until like I started my business, and I realized. So I did that park, right?
Yeah.
Going back to that, I did that park 6 in the morning. I buy some breakfast. We drive home. I get home. We unwrapping our breakfast and we eating it happily. And I get a phone call and it's like, "Did you just wash the park?" I'm like, "Yeah." "You can't wash this park. Don't ever come over here and wash this park again. We don't know what you used. You didn't ask us for permission. Kindly do not wash this park ever." And I was like, "All right, cool." So, I called them back and I was like, whenever you want your thing washed, and they're like, "We'll consider you send your information and the WAP." And I sent it. They never got back to me. But it's just like that with free stuff. Like you can never expect nothing back because check that out. I started doing some free graffiti removals too throughout my city. I did about like 6 or 7, and I posted those up on Facebook, and that blew up too. And I haven't done nothing since because my wife came up to me one day and she was like, "Man, we ain't got money, and you doing free stuff for people." Like having a Mexican wife is like a reality slap. Like she was like having a like she's they'll tell you sometimes, they talk a lot of crap, and it's great when the crap ain't pointed at you, but when it is pointed at you, it's always the truth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do free stuff later. I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue to watch different parts, I'm gonna ask for approval this time, but that's gonna be my thing. I'm known for that, so I'm gonna keep on doing that.
Heck yeah. And I think that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? That you were able to go out and do that stuff for free and be able to help them out. But yeah, you can't, man. Especially when you got a family to provide for, man. It's a whole other realm. And that's
Yeah.
why you got out of that job so you could make more, man. Because it's like out here in California, it's tough, man. You try to go get a job, it's tough to make it. Like even with the job, it's hard. You got to have like 3 jobs. It's not easy. And I can only imagine what it is out there in the high desert. I
Well,
know what it is here in the valley, but man,
when I lived in South Central, I had a friend that he bought a house, and typically none of us buy houses over there. And when he bought his house, everyone was really proud of him. And he told us all, he was like, "Man, I'll get fired today, and I'll go get a job at McDonald's, and I'll still pay my mortgage because his mortgage was cheap." And that was something that I liked. And that's when I went to go looking at houses. I only bought I bought what I could, and I bought under too. So so I feel the same way. I don't have to hustle much to pay my mortgage, but if I want to do good, if I want to live good, I do gotta hustle. If I want my kids not to be, if I want to take my kids places, I do gotta hustle. If I want to go places, I do gotta hustle. I have a lot of things I want to buy. And I got my hobbies and stuff.
oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, let's do a window magic supply wheel real quick. We about 30 minutes in, so let's do this real quick. That way, some people can win some stuff because we got 2 wheels to give away, and then we're going to talk about right after this. We're going to talk about some window cleaning topics that we wrote down earlier as well. But thank you so much for your story, man. That's freaking awesome, and I'm glad we got it on recording now, so we can go back to it and listen to it anytime we want to. You were cutting out in a few parts, but for the most part, I got everything that you said, and it was very understandable. So there was a couple times that cut out, but I think we got it for the most part. So let's do that wheel real quick. And
All right.
HD did the questions on these, so we'll see if somebody's gonna be the first one to answer. I'm curious. We'll see. So, all right, here we go. This is Window Magic Supplies virtual spin wheel. All right, congratulations, whoever you are. We'll do the third person that answered that correctly. How about that, HD? Third person? Third person
Yeah.
answered. You won the Contour Pro squeegee handle. Does not come with the channel. The super channel, Ed super channel comes with this typically. This is what you'll see. So this is a really cool squeegee handle. Let us know what you think. We'll send some stickers out to you as well. So congratulations, whoever you are. And let's get back into some window cleaning topics that we had. We wanted to talk about your favorite squeegee, HD. What's your favorite squeegee?
Right now it's a wagtail. It's a wagtail slimline with an S plus channel in it. The S plus don't fit in it. You got to make it fit. But when you make it fit, it works cool.
What do you like about it the most?
Well, before that, my favorite squeegee was a wagtail high flyer. But the thing I didn't like about the high flyers was I couldn't get in between the handles of the storefronts. Like when you come into the door,
Mm-hmm.
it was too thick, and I couldn't get that channel behind the door. I always had to carry something else. And with this one, I don't have to, and I can also use it on the pole, which is like my favorite thing to do. Like my favorite thing to do is pole work, and I got into pole work because everybody kept calling me to clean their windows. Nobody called me to pressure wash. Um, my majority of my work is cleaning windows, residential, and pressure washing commercial. So in the night, I'll go do commercial jobs, and I'll schedule my stuff around to where I sleep right. And the days I'll do houses. Like I'm a big fan of a house a day. A house a day is good for me. I'm a solo operator. I got it priced right, so a house a day is cool for me. And sometimes I could do sometimes I could do two houses. But I don't kid myself. Sometimes a house takes a lot by yourself.
Yeah,
It it really does. I don't take breaks. I don't chill. I'm always working.
that's good. That's the same way I was too, man. I was working 7 days a week. You got to do that. That's just how it is whenever you first get started, for sure. And mine, I think I was about at a job a day, depending on how big the job was. And now we have to do like a few. It just we have a certain amount of dollars that we got to make per day. That's what I always tell them because when I was by myself, I could set like how much I wanted to make, and then kind of do it based upon that. But when you get employees and stuff, man, it's like a whole nother realm because you got to worry about their payroll, how much they getting paid. You know, if they got benefits and all that, you got to pay all that stuff. It's crazy. Now we have, and then we work 5 days a week. I used to work 7 days a week when I first started, but man, that stuff gets old quick, man. Working 7 days a week, and then once I got married and we got a baby on the way now, I'm like, I can't work 7 days a week. I need 2 days off from the phones and just everything to chill. And sometimes we'll work Saturdays if I need the money, but we don't have to. I like to have my time off and spend time with the family. I think that's super important. Spend time with family because family comes first. That's what we do it for. We out here clean windows and stuff for our family. So that's super important. You
Like to me,
go ahead.
Saturdays to me, Saturdays and Sundays have like I've so lost the meaning of Saturday and Sunday now. Like I'll work a Saturday, I'll work a Sunday, I'll make a Tuesday my Saturday and Wednesday my Sunday. I you know I take what I can sometimes, and I like to schedule people fast. Like let's say let's say if I didn't schedule the weekend and I had somebody call, I got the weekend open, I can fit them in Saturday. They're happy about that. They give me a tip, they're cool, and I don't know, like watch when you have your kid, bro. You're gonna need way more time for a lot of stuff.
Well, that's why I did what I did. I mean, I just recently we were 7 days a week for a while, but my problem with that was everybody was in overtime and it was eating my lunch. When I did the math, I was paying to clean people's windows on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's when I decided I need to just take those 2 days off. Otherwise, I need to go out and do it by myself, but I would rather spend that time with my family and let's hustle a little bit harder during the week. You know, that's what I try to tell them. Like, we'll just push a little bit harder during the week, and then we're still making the same amount by taking those 2 days off. We're actually making a little bit more because I'm not having to pay so much in overtime. So that was my issue with it. But I mean, I loved taking Mondays off. That was like my Sunday. Like when I was working 7 days a week, if I could take a Monday off and go to the beach or something, I loved that. Like I loved taking those Mondays off because that was when the traffic is the easiest, and if you go at the right times, obviously you got. It's weird in California. You can only leave at certain times, or you're gonna be stuck in traffic. So that's the crazy part about it. All right, so we talked about something earlier because you got the Joshua the window cleaner kit. So I'd like to
Yeah.
know how those tools are going. And I know there was one of the tools that you said that you didn't like that much. So I'm glad that you gave me that feedback because that's what I want to hear. So let's go ahead and talk about that, man. What was your opinion on those tools since you won the Joshua, the window cleaner kit?
All right. Well, see, like I use Wagtail a lot, and I use the Mormon handle a lot with the S plus in it too. Um, so that's like my go-to, and and I don't really use Sorbo. So when I got the Sorbo, I have Sorbo, but that you gave me that one with the American flag on it, right?
Yeah.
And I have something just like that, but it don't have no flag on it. It's just plain. So I've used it before, and I know how good it is. So when I first got the kit, that's all I was using for a whole week and a half. Was that I think I used that squeegee for so much. I used it until the rubber went bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember this one day. I went to a house on a Saturday, and I forgot a bucket at my house, and the bucket had like a lot of my squeegees in it. I like to have some squeegees. I like to have more squeegees than less when I go to a job, just just for options and stuff. So I noticed that I didn't bring that, and I didn't have the squeegee. I only had that one, and I did the whole house, bro. I did the whole house with that squeegee, and it's a real good kit. Like I like it because the little spray thing. I take that indoor. I take that indoors all the time. You know, um, I like it. I didn't get the pole though. I didn't know about the pole, but I already got enough poles. I'm
uh,
trying to get a pole.
Yeah, it comes with
But
a trad pole now, but so there's two different kits. One is from Window Magic Supply, and that one does not come with a trad pole.
yeah, I
And then
got the window supply one.
you got the Window Magic Supply one, and then there's the Window Cleaner Resource one, and that one does come with a trad pole. And I'm thinking about incorporating the California Dream Pole. I'm trying it out right now, just to make
Yeah, I don't
sure.
like that pole.
You don't?
Nah,
Why don't you like that pole?
I don't know. It just looks too old.
It looks too
Like,
old.
like I've been to your house. I felt it.
Yeah,
Like this feels like it feels like a derelict pole, like a dressed up
yeah.
like a derelict pole with a good sound system. You know?
Well, that was the 8 foot that you seen, and what the one I'm actually talking about incorporating is the 3 foot. It's only about this big, and it just kind
Yeah.
of slides into your Sorbo belt or any kind of belt. It just kind of slides right in. It can even fit on the side of your silencer. It's just a smaller pole, and it extends out like 3 feet. And so I was just thinking about maybe incorporating that into the Window Magic Supply one, but I mean I'm cool with what it is with Window Magic Supply because it's on the cheaper end and kind of help you out kind of get started. But I also like the fact that the trad pole's in there too because I use the trad pole more than any other pole whenever I'm doing pole work. Unless I mean, because for the most part I'm pretty tall, so I can reach. With that trad pole, but I wish I had like a 16 foot or something. I know they have one. I think it's like black. It's only black though. They don't have it in different colors,
Yeah.
so that's why I still have the 12 foots.
I use that scraper that's in the kit all the time now.
The Unger,
It's an Unger scraper with the holder, and I use that all the time. And sometimes I started with I didn't start with it, but what I use is a Triumph
yeah,
razor, the red one.
we use that
And
a lot now. My employee likes that one better than the Unger. But go ahead.
well, I like the Unger because I could put my thumb right there on that little. There's like a little notch where you can
Yep.
put your thumb,
Mm-hmm.
but it don't work as good as the Triumph. The Triumph works good. both ways, like upside down, left and right. I mean, when you flip it, when I flip the Unger, it don't really work as good. But
Yeah.
I use it all the time. So, but the thing I didn't like about your kit was the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you were
Like,
telling me. You said you were having trouble. So explain why you don't like the bucket, because it was really interesting to me because I didn't even think about it.
all right, well, I didn't like the bucket, and I used it, I think 2 days ago, and and I've been using it just to haul stuff in it, but because my company colors are blue and yellow and black, I guess, but blue and yellow. So kind of like the WD-40. So I have blue and yellow buckets. I have two blues and two yellows. So I wash with my yellows and I store with in my blues. I got two cars or two vehicles, whatever, and one has a blue and yellow and the other one has a blue and yellow. So then when I got the black bucket, I was like, cool, I could haul more stuff. And then I started using it to I also downstream out of those. I pressure wash and I downstream out of those buckets too. Like I feel like I'm one of the only people that do that. Like I think that's pretty cool because I'm a window cleaner and a pressure washer, and I got my window cleaning bucket with a bunch of cool window cleaning stickers, and I got some pressure washing soap and chemicals in there, and I'm downstreaming it with an injector. But going back to your bucket, I was doing the house right, and I think it was yesterday, bro. And I'm doing this house, and I start doing it, and quickly I realize I don't like this black bucket, and it's because I can't see. I can't see my water, and I need to see my water. And when I use my yellow buckets, I can see anything. I can see a little speck. I can see when it gets dirty. I can see if there's like stuff that shouldn't be in there. And I'm always constantly checking my water. I'm like, all right, it's kind of time. Maybe a couple another window, and all right, maybe another window. But if I see like a leaf or in there or something, I'm taking it out. Or if I see something in the bottom, like a rock or something, I'm taking it out. And I couldn't see that with the black bucket. So I
Yeah.
was constantly, checking my stuff, like being worried, changing my water more,
Yeah, that
risking it,
makes sense. Yeah, no, that
risking
totally
it.
makes sense. I know I didn't even think about that. I never even thought about not being able to see what was in the bottom of the bucket. And like I was telling you when we were talking about it, I was like, actually, like with my business, my employee, he has blue buckets, and I've always used the blue buckets. But I like the black bucket better just because of the way it looks, and especially because of the way it looks with the stickers on there. It just looks cooler, in my opinion. But I never thought about having to find out what was in the bottom of the bucket. Most of the time, I try to keep my mop pretty clean, and I will dip it in the bucket a few times, but most of the time I'm using my sprayer, and unless I'm outside. If I'm outside, then I will use the bucket. But I try to keep my mop clean, and if my mop hits dirt or anything weird or anything like that, then I spray it out with a hose pipe. But like I said, that's a really good point to make, is to know like you really can't see the bottom of it. So if you buy the black bucket or you buy my kit or whatever, just know that you won't be able to see the bottom of the bucket unless it's glowing in the dark dirt.
I think the bucket, like those buckets are not just used for water.
Yeah,
I
that's
have,
true
I
too.
have, now I have a total of five buckets. I have five buckets of the big ones, right? And I'm only one person, and I use them all. I use them all. They all have their purpose.
Yeah, we do too. We have a bucket that we bring inside for like dirty towels and the vacuum and stuff. We use it for that,
Yeah,
and
I have a
then
towel.
and then we have one always by the front door with water. We don't ever bring the water inside. I've had one spill on me before, and that was it for that. So I didn't ever do that again. But we keep the water outside, and he doesn't use any lids. But like you were talking about with the leaves and stuff, I actually might have him start using a lid for it, just in case. You know what I mean? Because that would keep the water a little bit cleaner, especially if you're out doing with a lot of trees and stuff. But typically out here where I'm at, there's not a whole lot of trees. It's just like palm trees maybe, but it's not a
Well,
whole lot of trees.
when I work, I'm like walking around bushes, and I'll scrape a bush with my belt, and pieces of bush will come off, and We also got pine needle up here, some in another area that I do too. So there's always something, bro.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, that was a very good point to make, and I'm glad that you brought it up because I wanted you to bring it up on the show because it's all about what everybody's review is. Like my opinion is not that big of a deal. It's just my opinion, and that's what I've always say on this show. Like everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'd love to hear other people's stuff because my employee, like for instance, like there's a lot of tools that I love that he doesn't love, and vice versa. Like so like he likes the super channel, he likes, and I don't really like the super channel. He likes a lot of stuff that I don't really like, and his favorite blade is the Triumph blade. He likes the Triumph blade better than the Unger, but I like the Unger better because of that, like where you were just talking about with the finger, where you put your finger at, but also just because the holster, man, that holster just to me it saves so much more time, and I ain't got to worry about it. And it's real durable, and I think that's like my thing is just like I want to be quick whenever I'm out there and be able to use whatever tools I'm using.
You can put any scraper on that. You can put any scraper on that holster, I think.
Well, I've tried a few other ones. I know the Sorbo one kind of falls off because the Sorbo is actually at an angle. It's at an angle, and so there it doesn't fit all of them, but it fits. It
It's
fits the
all the good
Triumph
ones.
good. I mean,
It gets all the good ones.
yeah. I mean, pretty much it does, but it fits the Triumph one good. And then another thing I got on here that we were talking about earlier, you were talking about stretching before cleaning.
Nah, I was talking about stretching in general because I don't stretch before cleanings, but I should. But I stretch. I don't work out like I don't go to the gym or nothing, but I try to stretch and I try to listen to my body. And like if you sit down and listen to your body, it's screaming at you. It's screaming and it's telling you what stretch to do. It's telling you what to massage. It's telling you what you're doing too much with your body. And ever since I was little, I always worked very manual jobs and always around older people where they would always tell me to save your body. Save your body. You're getting old. You're always going to get older. Don't work stupidly. Don't. I used to work like real strong, like a freaking bull, all fast. And people would tell me just chill. Just work your body less or stuff like that. But I think that there should be like I really think there should be like known stretches for us as window cleaners because we have known problems.
Yeah.
A lot of people have elbow pain. A lot of people have wrist pain. A lot of people can't have shoulder pain, neck pain, and certain people don't. And these certain people, they stretch. They do it different. They have different form. They they use their tools a little differently, and it's all about that because if we get hurt, who's gonna make money for us? If our employees get hurt, who's gonna make money for us? So
Yeah, no,
uh,
you're exactly right, and that is super important. And a lot of times, I say stretch like in the morning when I wake up, and then I stretch whenever I get off work. Sometimes I'll stretch before the job. It depends. Like if I'm in a hurry, if I know I'm fixing to have to be in a hurry, I'm gonna stretch before I'm about to go hard. But if I know I can kind of just take it easy, it's not a real long day. I can take my time with stuff, and maybe I don't stretch so much. But in the morning time when I'm in the shower, that's what I'm always like. I'm stretching while I'm in the shower because that hot water is just making my muscles, and I do all that, and it helps a ton, especially when I get off work too.
bro, I
Um,
can't even move in my shower. I'm like this. My shower skinny.
Well, I got a small shower too, but I can turn sideways, and it doesn't take that much room to do that,
Yeah,
and then to do this, and then I
yeah.
kind of go up here. I don't. I mean, I'm not doing jumping jacks in there for sure. I'm a big dude, so there ain't no way I can do that. I mean, my shower is probably, I don't know. It's not that big. It might sound big, but it's not. I just kind of, you know, move my wrist a little bit, whatever I got to lean over. But I like to stretch in the shower just because of the hot water, and just I feel like it's stretching my muscles out a lot better with it being hot. But that's
They
just my
say that
opinion.
they say that cold water is better than a hot water shower. Like
Mm-mm.
they say the healthiest thing to do is to take a cold water shower, and that a hot water shower is kind of bad for you.
Well,
And especially if you don't got no if you don't have a water softener, you like you like with that hot. My wife likes to take hot showers,
mm-hmm.
like scorching hot showers, long too. And I get on her too because she's breathing in all that chlorine junk and all that tap water crap, and it's all hot like steam. So it's like I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, for sure. I'm sure
when
it
I was
is.
when I was telling you about that ranch with my uncles, they don't have hot water. They have cold water. Like then when I would used to go, they didn't have electricity. They would have to run the generator at the night just to get a light and just to watch like 2 hours of TV, and everybody would just watch 2 hours of TV a day. But we used to take cold ass showers, and the water came from the mountains. It'll make you shiver, bro. You'll be in there like losing your breath. And it's funny. Sometimes I still take a cold shower just to like kind of put me back in them times. But
Oh,
but
I've taken plenty of cold showers. But I'm in there shivering and trying to get out as quick as
yep.
possible. I am not trying to stretch. It was my point. I'm taking cold showers, but you ain't gonna catch me stretching in no cold shower. You gonna catch
Man,
me washing my body and my hair and trying to get out of there. I'm trying to get out of the shower if it's cold. Like
I
heck
wash like
no.
I only wash like one side of my face or something, or half with like soak in my elbow.
Stick your hand in the shower and be like, "Yeah, I took a cold shower. I can wash my hair tomorrow." All right, cool. So look, I got a couple more questions, man, and then we're gonna wrap it up here because we've been on the show for about an hour now. I got a couple more things I want to talk about. So, commercial or residential? I know we talked about that a little bit, but which one do you like better? I know you said you kind of like residential doing one home a day, and then you kind of like doing commercials at night with the pressure washing. But which customers do you like dealing with better, the residential or the commercial?
I mean, I feel like I need them both, but I need them both because sometimes I'm like f you to the residential people, and then at least I got my commercial, and then sometimes I'm like yo f these commercial people. At least I got my residentials,
Yeah,
And sometimes the phone rings for one and don't ring for the other. With residential, sometimes it's just hit them and quit them, and sometimes with commercial, you're dealing with the same people over a long period of time, and you just kind of have to bite your tongue sometimes when they don't pay you right. I mean, when they don't pay you fast enough, or you gotta, you just kind of gotta do whatever. I love the freedom of commercial, of going picking the night I want to pick, going at the time I want to go, leaving when I want to leave, coming dressed how I want to dress, bumping what I want to bump. I love that part of commercial. And what I love about residential is I'm going in and I'm killing, I'm going, I'm leaving with money the same day.
yeah,
Sometimes it's cash, sometimes it's check, but I'm leaving with money the same day.
yeah.
And commercial, I have to wait. I have to wait sometimes. On a good one, I wait a week and a half. On a bad one, I wait. On a normal one, I guess I wait a whole month. But I've waited up to I've waited up to longer. I've had problems in disputes with my property management company. They even paid me for like five, almost, yeah, for 5 months, for like maybe like 11 jobs. And it's like, what can I do? I couldn't I couldn't talk shit because I couldn't get ghetto. I had to bite my tongue. I had to get like kind of slapped in the face a little bit. I can't I couldn't I couldn't risk burning that bridge. And at that moment I was like, if you commercial, at least I have my residential. And
Yeah.
that's what I like about residential is that is it's a hustle. Like like when it went bad with me, I hustled that. I hit the streets again. Like that's how I got. No one was hitting the streets, so I hit the streets again. I called old people. I started knowing that I was going to work, and I filled up my schedule fast. So so, but I need them both. I need them both, but not
Both of them
every
have their
residential
perks.
not every residential customer is the same. Not every residential customer is built the same.
Yep. Same thing with commercial. No, I can totally relate to that. That's some pretty good insight. All right. So, where can we find you on Facebook?
Well, I guess You can find me. You can find me being my real self. Like you can find me being my truest self on in my Facebook group. And my Facebook group is called Wash Boys International.
And there's a logo
And
at the bottom of the screen right there. And whenever we go out to the outro, you'll see the logo as well. And you can type that in, Wash Boys International.
yeah, that's the group I made. Like I made just I don't know. I just felt like I was tired of looking at all the other groups. Like I got two rules in that group, and they are no rookie questions because that's what I got tired of looking at all the other groups. And I'm a rookie. I'm a rookie myself, but I got tired of that. Of
Yeah.
how much for this window? What is SH? Um, like how can I get insurance and all these stupid questions that you can really just ask Google and you're there
Yeah.
instead of being a real ask. So and the other rule is no vendor, so no vendor affiliation. Like when I started that group, I noticed in the pressure washing groups mostly that it's very vendor driven. Well, you look at all the big groups in pressure washing, they're all driven by the vendors. All the vendors are they're all like it's just all about the vendors. And even window cleaning too, it's all about the
Yep.
vendors too. But the difference between WCR is that they got a group. Like you're on their group, so you really can't say shit. That's their group.
Yeah.
So they're the vendors group. So you really can't say shit. And it's a good place. I learned a lot of stuff there just watching in the shadows.
Yep.
And asking questions too. I never bite my tongue and I'll ask the question on the fly if I need to. So 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 when people would ask questions on these other groups, like what should I do? Depending on what group you're in is depending the answer you'll get because of the vendor that's associated with that group. So in my group, you could own something. I know there's a couple of guys in my group that own soaps, that own companies, that own products, that own um, advertising businesses, and they're in my group, and they know that rule. They don't post their stuff. They don't post their products. They don't post their 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 deals. They don't post none of that stuff in my group because my group's not about that. And my group ain't even all that. It's only 180 people, and I'm the one talking on it the most.
But it's still a good group. I'm on there too. So it's a good group. I like it. I enjoy seeing the stuff that's in there.
Yeah. And
So,
another place you can find me is on TikTok. Like my TikTok is called Dos Equis. It's just Dos Equis, the Wash Boy. And I feel like in those two platforms, that's where I'm my truest. Like, I really can't. My personal Facebook page, I can't be myself.
yeah, they
I
cut you
can't.
off. You every time every time I see your wife or somebody will come up and it'll be like you got kicked off, you had to use their profile.
Yeah, I can't be myself. I just can't be myself. But I, I'm myself mostly in those two groups that I just stated right now.
Heck yeah, cool. Well, I appreciate that. And like I said, at the end screen, at the very end of the show, you will be able to see that logo. So just look for that logo. And you can go to Wash Boys International on Facebook and add yourself to that group. Maybe he will accept you. All
I
right.
accept everybody.
You accept everybody? All
Yeah,
right. But you had to cut them out if they ain't doing what they supposed to, right?
anybody can be a wire. We all wash boys. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
we
saying?
are.
Yep. You could be a dick in my group, or you could be nice in my group. A lot of people don't post in my group because somebody was. I had a guy that was in my group, and he's still in my group, and he's always looking at stuff. But he used to post a lot, but somebody was mean to him, and he don't post no more because of that. And this is it sucks that happens to people, but you know,
That's probably what they're saying to you. That's what Facebook's saying about you.
yeah,
They're cutting you off too. That's funny.
definitely.
All right, now you know where to find HD Washman. Make sure to go on there on Facebook and check him out. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the last prize of the show. So here is the window cleaning resource prize wheel. All right, congratulations, whoever you are. We'll do the fourth person to answer this time. So the fourth person that answered that question correctly will be winning the Samurai bucket on a belt. You get the black one. Um, this thing is all right. I really didn't like it. I didn't use it too much. To me, it was a little bit too bulky. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you like it. I know a lot of people that do like this thing. So nothing against it. And then you'll get a Squeegee Life towel, and you'll also get a walnut scrub pad to try out. So congratulations, whoever you are out there. That is what you have won. So HD, if you want to go ahead and close us out, man, and give us just a little bit of advice from everything, just kind of wrapping it up. What would be that advice that you could give to everybody?
My advice would be to never leave a customer unsatisfied. Never, never leave them unsatisfied. Always go above and beyond. It might be the first time and last time you see them. You might get them all the time, but just leave them happy and always listen to your body.
That's good advice, man. I appreciate that. Well, thank you so much, HD Washman, for all your time, man. I really appreciate it and appreciate your story and just like everything that you put into it, man. You've had some crazy experiences, and it's a blessing to have you here. We're glad that you're here, and you definitely brighten up a lot more people than you probably think. Because I know you definitely brighten my day up on social media. Because I can tell you're true and you're just true to yourself, and that's just really cool to see, man. So thank you for being you, and thank you for being on my show, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate you as a friend.
Yeah, you definitely been a good friend of mine. I've been talking to HD a lot lately. He's helped me through some things. We can definitely relate on a lot of things too. So he's been a good friend to me because I don't have a whole lot of them out here in California. Most of my friends are back in Alabama, so it's refreshing to have somebody I can talk to. So, but yeah, thank you so much for being on here. Thank you so much to Window Cleaning Resource. Thank you so much to Window Magic Supply for all the tools that they've given us on the show. And congratulations to those winners. Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see y'all next week. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on. If you want to know what I'm working on, go to the video number 33. I kind of list out all the videos that I'm working on. So, hope y'all enjoyed the show. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace out.
Bye, guys. Go ahead.